Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Herlina Indri Yulinar, and at this meeting I will explain about one of the components in speaking, namely is vocabulary. First of all, I will explain about speaking. What is speaking and what are the components in the speaking material? Speaking is the delivery of language by mouth. To speak, we create sounds using several parts of our body, including our lungs, vocal tract, vocal cords, tongue, teeth, and lips. Speaking, there are two types of conversation, namely formal and informal speaking. Informal speaking is usually used with family and friends or people we know well. Formal conversations occur in business or academic situations or when meeting people for the first time. The ability to speak or speaking skill is an important ability to communicate in English. The ability to speak can be very important because it is needed in conversational activities or conversations. Speaking skill is also needed when communicating something, such as when making a presentation, giving a speech, or even having a dialogue between human beings. There are several components of speaking skills that you should know and learn in order to improve your ability to speak English properly and correctly. Here are some components of speaking skills that you should understand and master. The first is A. Pronunciation, B. Grammar, and C. Vocabulary. Vocabulary is a language wealth which is also very important as part of the component of speaking skill. Someone with good grammar skill may fail to communicate because they don't have to complete vocabulary to express an idea or mention an object. So that the richness of vocabulary should not be underestimated and considered not as important as the ability to master grammar. Vocabulary is the right diction or choice of words. A person with a rich vocabulary will more easily catch ideas or information conveyed by other parties and vice versa when acting as a speaking party to convey ideas or information. Vocabulary can be a single word, a compound word, a phrase, or an idiom. Vocabulary is the types of words, namely nouns, adjectives, and verbs where the word is used in language use. When you find words that you don't understand, it means that your vocabulary is lacking. Vocabulary itself can be divided into several types such as 1. All words in a language. Vocabulary is not only related to words that are in a dictionary, but there are some new words which will be automatically added in English. When you find a new word, but you don't understand the meaning of the word, you can look it up in a dictionary. And 2. All words in context. You can use this word to indicate a context. This means you can use the word vocabulary which has a specific meaning. For example, are the following words. 1. If my sister wants to continue her study, she needs to improve her vocabulary. And 2. My uncle is a doctor in the Fatmawati hospital, so that he needs medical. And 3. We come to the library to borrow some books relating to it. And next is the types of vocabulary. 1. Word classes. Word class is a language or word usage related to morphology. However, usually this type is often referred to as parts of speech which can be in the forms of nouns, verbs, pronouns, adverbs, adjectives, preposition, and conjunction. You can study these word classes in your grammar book. And 2. Words families. Word families are words that describe an affix. The word is used to make a sentence, for example, in the following words. Play, plays, played. The words are inflected. Play, replay, playful. The words are part of. And 3. Word formation. Word formation is a type of word formation in English, and these words are compound, blending, clipping, and conversion words. Compound: typewriter, content writer, script writer, and etc. Blending: information and entertainment, infotainment. Conversion: when I do my task, I always Google the information I need. 4. Multi-word units. Multi-word units is a type of English vocabulary that has the verb as a verb phrase or as an idiom. The example is look after, look for, throw away, put on, put off, and etc. Even so, you can interpret the word as different words in one word because the word above has one meaning. 5. Collocation. Collocation is a type of English vocabulary which is defined as two or more words that always have the same meaning or are bound together. So when you use this word, you can separate it. 6. Homonyms. Homonyms are words that have different letters but have the same pronunciation. An example is the word well. Well, you can interpret as well, but you can interpret as good. What is activities? And next, what is active and passive vocabulary? Through certain conversation, we often use active passive vocabulary in everyday life without us even realizing it. In simple terms, active vocabulary consists of words that are ready to be used because they can be easily understood by the listener and the speaker. As a result, this active vocab is a type of vocabulary that is often used in everyday life. In contrast to passive vocabulary, the loaded vocabulary tends to be understood only by certain groups, such as conversation about one profession, race, religion, or certain special groups or of individuals. Even vocabulary that you can remember but understand the meaning is also included in passive vocabulary. Both are often used in daily life, but active vocabulary is much more understandable even outside of our circle as long as we still have this same language. Improving English vocabulary can be done in various ways. One of the most popular ways is to engage in direct English conversation. By expanding your knowledge and vocabulary, you can communicate more clearly. Plus, learning a new word is a fun activity because it can be done with the people around you. Here are some ways to multiply and memorize vocabulary. 1. Reading. 2. Use dictionaries and encyclopedias. 3. Make your own dictionary. 4. Learn one word every day. 5. Use games. And 6. Engage in conversation. That's all my explanation about vocabulary in this discussion. I hope this material I provide can be useful for all of us. So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.